At that point, I was like, there's no point in being nervous. You have to get up there and do it. So just get up there and go. And it's thrilling to be up there. It's an honor to announce everyone, really. Easy. There were so many big names there at that time. Like, my head was exploding because at that point, I'm still not used to like seeing all these people in person. You engage with them online all the time. Brad Garlinghouse is so genuine. He is such a real human being. He's not some hoity-toity CEO. He's just like one of us. The most genuine, kindred spirit, kind-hearted, down to earth. I cannot speak highly enough of Brad Garlinghouse. That is one amazing man. That conference was probably the best, single greatest experience of my life. Transformative, profound for so many different reasons. I'm counting down the seconds for XRP Las Vegas 2026.
Hey, what's going on, family and friends? Ray Fuentes here. We're back for another exclusive production. In this episode, I interview Emcee Phil Spinuzza of the recent and third annual XRP Las Vegas conference. Phil is one of those guys that you know instantly. He's a good man. He's genuine and full of excitement. I recommend that you give him a follow after you watch Phil's first ever interview for our global XRP family. This interview is sponsored by Merlin, my go-to application for tracking all my crypto wallets in one seamless dashboard. Now available on Android. Merlin also equips me with custom exit strategies, depending on what's going on in the marketplace. So check them out today at merlincrypto.com or click my referral link below. Now, with that being said, here's my interview with Emcee Phil Spinuzza. Thanks for tuning in. Love you mucho. All right, what's going on, family and friends? Ray Fuentes here. We're back for another interview, a exciting interview. I've got a special guest, one that hits home for me. For those in the audience, I was the MC of the first annual XRP Las Vegas conference. Thank you, Brad and Danielle. But today we've got a special guest. It's Phil Spinuzza. Let me bring him up on stage. He was the MC of the third annual XRP Las Vegas conference. Phil, where are you at? There you are.
Ray.
How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's an absolute honor to be here today.
Oh, it's a pleasure and a privilege to have you, sir. You look so dapper. It's like you just came off stage.
Thank you very much. I had to dress up for the OG MC of XRP Las Vegas.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Let me show the audience how good you looked up on stage there.
Right.
I just love that big brand XRP Las Vegas right in the back. You did a wonderful job. And
Thank
so
you.
let's dive on in. But before we do, for those in the audience that are unfamiliar of who you are, do you mind giving a brief introduction of who you are and how you came to becoming the MC of the third annual XRP Las Vegas conference, the largest XRP conference in the world?
Yes, absolutely. Currently, I'm in real estate, but many years ago, I was the director of food and beverage for an oceanfront resort here in Ocean City, Maryland. And back then, we used to schedule Brad's band to play throughout the entire year. And one of the very first weeks I worked there, Brad's band was playing. I was able to meet Brad. We connected, we hit it off. And of course, one of the first topics of conversation was digital assets, XRP in particular. He gave me his pitch. I was sold that day. Later that night, I established an account on an exchange, and I've been investing ever since.
Was that exchange by chance Uphold? This is a photo of you in front of, I believe, their booth, or they had wonderful marketing and banners all throughout the floor at the MGM Grand. But was it by chance Uphold?
It was not. It was actually Coinbase in the very beginning, since I've moved completely away from that. But I'm a strong supporter of Uphold.
Good recover, Phil.
Yeah, right. The Uphold might not have even existed back then, to be honest with you.
No, yeah, they've been only around for a short while. I first opened an account, was using them probably around 2021 or
Right.
2020. It was right when about the lawsuit hit, and a lot was going on right around then. But yeah, so for me, it's only been a short while. But anyways, back to you in the XRP Las Vegas conference. Let's talk about the nerves. You stepped in front of about 12 to 1300 attendees. For me, it was maybe 500 at the time. So I can only imagine you're seeing, it was a sea of people. What was it like getting in front of just such a large audience? Is this something that you do regularly? Let's talk about the nerves and your approach of how you got over them. What was that all about?
Sure. So when Brad called me about 3 months ago and asked if I would MC his event, my initial thought was, yeah, there were some nerves, but I didn't quite realize the magnitude of what I was getting myself into with this event, and it honestly did not hit me. I've been so busy between then and the conference where I wasn't really able to put much thought towards it, to be completely honest with you. And it did not really hit me until probably 15 minutes before I had to make the opening remarks and announce the first panelist. And at that point, I was like, there's no point of being nervous. You have to get up there and do it. So you just get up there and go.
Yeah.
And meeting you the night before and then seeing you right there in the front row, that was actually a calming presence for me. So thanks for that.
Oh, I
I feel
appreciate it. It was an honor, again, just watching you do your thing, work the audience, and have a good time. You were just being authentic. You're being yourself, and
like,
that's what the those that attended really appreciate. Man, just watching you and Brad up on stage interviewing Jay, Chris, Carlo, it was cool. So again, how did you get over the butterflies?
yeah, the butterflies didn't go away until about an hour into the event when I started to loosen up. I felt pretty stiff in the beginning, actually. And then it became so fun, to be honest with you. And it's thrilling to be up there. It's an honor to announce everyone, really. So then I started to really look forward to getting up and announcing the next panelist, the next speaker. And that's how I got over it, really.
Yeah, yeah. Now, of the countless panels and the fireside chats that we witnessed, which one was a which one did you like the most, or what was a standout moment for you?
Sure. I really enjoyed listening to Chris Giancarlo speak. I thought there were some incredible pieces of information that came from that conversation with him and Brad Kimes. Of course, David Schwartz, Brad Garlinghouse are always major highlights. But I really was excited to hear some of the revelations that Uphold mentioned.
Mm,
And one in particular, I don't think got enough recognition or enough airtime. So Uphold announced that they're going to allow direct deposits to the Uphold exchange, and whatever money you allocate to Uphold, you'll
mhm.
receive 4% back in XRP, which is incredible. Free XRP. Sign me up all day. Let's go.
Let's
Uh,
go.
yeah, and then the other thing you can do, that money you send from direct deposit, you can convert also into a high yield savings account. Uphold's awesome. They've been so good to the XRP community. I can't speak highly of them enough.
You know what? I just received an email this morning from Uphold, and it goes, Moving money into your Uphold account just got easier. Now you can receive paychecks, wires, ACH transfers into your Uphold USD balance in seconds." So, yeah, there's a lot coming out of Uphold right now. And there were some special announcements that they did make up on stage. And I think they were doing a $50,000 or 50,000 XRP giveaway. Any insights? Was there a winner announced? Did you see by chance?
Unaware if there was a winner announced. I hope it was me. But it's actually really funny how that came to be. After the first day, I was having dinner. I was actually pretty shot. I just wanted to have dinner to myself. So I went down to that steakhouse at the MGM Grand and sat at the bar and ordered a nice steak and a Manhattan. And the guys from Uphold were sitting at the table right next to me, really. Simon McLaughlin and a handful of others,
Uh,
chatting with them.
Was this
Yeah.
at the Craft House?
Yes, the Craft Steakhouse. Yes.
It's wonderful. My wife and I actually ate there earlier in the week because I was out there for the whole week for the Bitcoin conference and then also for
Right.
the XRP. So really great food. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, it sure was. It was an outstanding meal.
So you're next to the Uphold team.
Yeah, and that dinner was crazy. There were so many big names there at that time. Like my head was exploding because at that point I'm still not used to like seeing all these people in person. You engage with them online all the time. But so yeah, so I was next to the Uphold team, and then they approached me about this idea. They wanted to do something really fun and exciting for the community. And they were like, "Do you think Brad would be okay with this if you made this announcement?" And I'm like, "Yeah, do you have 50,000 in XRP? Of course we're okay with this. Come on, let's
Yeah.
go."
Now, out of all of the people that you met, so you said you met the Uphold team, you brushed elbows with David Schwartz. Did you by chance did you have a moment with Brad Garlinghouse in the green room at all?
I did. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen, honestly. So Brad Garlinghouse was actually there to watch David Schwartz speak day one, and of course they came out for their that meet and greet, that impromptu meet and greet, which was super cool by them. But the second day, yes, I did actually. So there was the green room, and then behind the curtain was where I was able to have a lot of really fun conversations with various speakers.
Yeah.
And Brad Garlinghouse was one in particular. I believe I had about 10 minutes where it was just Brad, myself, and his security detail. And I took my chance and we I was able to sneak in a couple questions with him, some fun things I've always been interested in knowing. And Brad Garlinghouse is so genuine. He is such a real human being. He's not some hoity-toity CEO. He's just like one of us. The most genuine, kindred spirit, kind-hearted, down to earth. I cannot speak highly enough of Brad Garlinghouse. That is one amazing man.
All right, Phil, come on, man. What did you talk to Brad Garlinghouse when you had that personal time with him? Forget the security detail. I know you asked him some specific questions when you were with him. What were they?
Sure. Yes. I was able to sneak in a couple questions. Extremely grateful for that opportunity. Two of which I think I can speak to here. So when I feel like talking about price is classless in all honesty, but that's what we all want to talk about. When and how much, when, moon, and how much. But when it comes to price and possible price evaluation, a lot of times market cap gets brought into the equation and the conversation. And before I was with Brad Garlinghouse, I was talking to the CEOs from our ETF companies, Scott McClurg of Canary Capital and Sal Gilberetti of Tucrium. And we were talking about price, of course, and they're stock guys. So they bring market cap into the equation, and it's conventional stock price evaluation with market cap playing a huge factor. And I personally think XRP is so transformative as not only a financial product to help facilitate transactions globally, but I think XRP is going to redefine how we conceptualize market cap in regards to price evaluation. And I wanted to get Brad Garlinghouse's opinion on that. So I asked him, I basically said, Brad, let me throw something at you if you don't mind. I believe XRP can fundamentally change the way we conceptualize market cap. How do you feel about that? He challenged me to peel that back a little bit. And then he really compared XRP to oil. Oil really doesn't have a market cap. It's all supply and demand. And we both agreed that XRP will be more similar to oil as a commodity as opposed to a stock in that regard. And I thought that was pretty cool to hear from him. In my opinion, that basically means XRP to the moon. Let's go. And then a fun question, something I always wondered about. We know he's on X, and there's a lot of
I think he's lurking all the time.
He's lurking. And we had the 589 followers for a while. So obviously he sees some of the speculation. And I asked him, I said, Brad, do you see a lot of the speculation on X? Do you see us connecting dots all over the place? And if so, what are your thoughts towards that? And he started laughing immediately and brought in the 589 followers. And he said, yes, I see it. He says, I'd like to comment on it, but obviously can't. And he said, some of it, you guys are pretty close to the target, and some of it is just completely wild. Where does that come from? He mentioned the hidden road address. He just started laughing about that. It was incredible. I personally think Brad's obviously the best CEO in crypto. And as he said on stage, that's a low bar, but I think he's really the best CEO in all of America. I'm not sure many other individuals could have navigated what he has navigated the past few years with the lawsuit.
You're absolutely right. He is a showman. He is of, I believe, is he of a Harvard pedigree as well? Or at least Ivy League pedigree. Sure. Yeah, definitely a man that I look up to and admire significantly. If there was an opportunity for me to interview Brad, I think I would really love to get his insights on what he would recommend for somebody like me or others in the audience that would aspire to be an executive like him. What's his approach? What are his fundamentals for success? But anyways, but since I don't have Brad, what would be yours? Phil, you're a successful individual. You're doing well in real estate. You got big cojones and got up on stage and brought individuals like Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz, Simon McLaughlin, Boone Bergsma from W3 SaaS, Quincy Jones from XDC. Yeah. Talk about yourself. What are your thoughts on the fundamentals for success within this new Web3 world?
Yeah, absolutely. I think success in general, it's not some crazy equation you have to try to figure out. I think one, you just have to be true to yourself, authentic, genuine. But whatever you do in life, if you truly believe that you're helping other people, then success will naturally follow. And that's always been my approach. I genuinely believe that I am greatly impacting other people's lives for the better, helping them achieve a better life. And I think success just follows that when you help others.
I think you're absolutely right. I think authenticity speaks volumes, especially in a world where we're inundated with so much content, information. People have ulterior motives and things like that. And I think people can see through the veil on some of that. And so I think authenticity in this fast-paced world where information is readily available at our fingertips. I think you nailed it right on the head. Being genuine, being authentic, and just being yourself. Good for you. Good for you, Phil.
Thank you.
It's you had that personal time with Mr. Brad Garlinghouse. Were there any moments with individuals that you least anticipated?
Countless, really. I can go on forever about that. There was a conversation I had with a community member after dinner one night that was just totally unexpected, very profound, very touching. Can't go into crazy details on that one, but that one was totally off the charts, mind blowing conversation. But on day one, the morning of day one, I was able to. I spent a lot of time with DAI throughout the conference, actually, just coincidentally. And
He's a great man, isn't he?
He really is, honest
Yeah.
to God. But the morning of day one, he shared a story with me. And by the time he finished that story, I was already in my Uphold account buying more XRP.
Now, with that being said, before I let you go and let you off into the weekend, and thank you for joining me today, sir.
Yes, sir.
What would be what would be a message that you would share with those in the audience who were unable to make it this year to this year's conference?
Yeah, absolutely. So going into this year's conference, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I thought I had some sort of idea of what to expect, but totally, there was no way to prepare for it. What makes XRP Las Vegas so special, it's sincerely every attendee there and the opportunity to interact with so many incredible like-minded individuals with so much passion for XRP and this space at large. Just being open to have random conversations with people you've never met before, those moments throughout the conference were the best times, period. Whether you see someone in the casino, you grab a drink with someone wearing an XRP t-shirt, the conversations were always off the charts. I feel like I made so many great friends. And honestly, we say the XRP Army, the XRP family, that conference felt like a family reunion, basically the entire time. I couldn't believe it. That conference was probably the best, single greatest experience of my life. Transformative, profound for so many different reasons. I'm counting down the seconds for XRP Las Vegas 2026. Yes, I will be back as the MC for 2026. So let's go. And we have a lot of really great stuff planned already. Brad's already back at work, Brad and Danielle, and it's going to be off the charts.
If Brad and DAI were tuning into this episode today, what would you say to them following the event?
Yeah, first, thanks to Brad and Danielle for honoring me with the opportunity to MC XRP Las Vegas. That was incredible. And DAI, thank you for just being such a great all-around person. It was a great pleasure hanging out with both him and his wife as well. We had a great time, tons of awesome conversations, and I can't wait for next year to see everyone out in Vegas.
It's going to be a great time. And for those in the audience that are tuning in today and who may have missed out on attending, please know that I did pick up about 6 First Ledger backpacks loaded up with a whole bunch of goodies from the conference. So if you want to join in on the upcoming raffle for your chance to win one of these really exciting First Ledger backpacks loaded with a whole bunch of merch, one of these is going to be packed with a Ledger Stacks hardware cold storage wallets. This is going to be a great raffle. So in order to enter, make sure you're following my account, Rafe1.io on Twitter. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and comment "Love you mucho" in the description or the comments below for your chance to enter. And I will announce the winner next week, more likely when I'm out in Singapore for Ripple's upcoming conference, the XRPL Apex conference, which is going to be catering again to the developer community, which was so awesome because even this year at the XRP Las Vegas conference, Brad brought into the fold the EasyA crew, and these guys hosted the first ever Shark Tank. What was that experience? You were up on stage too, and they were dishing out those huge, massive checks. That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome. Dom and Phil Kwok were actually 2 individuals I was super excited to meet for XRP Las Vegas. They're really incredible community members. They engage with a lot of us often on X, so I was thrilled to meet them. And they were just as cool. They were actually cooler, more cool in person. And that was such an incredible concept. That was awesome. Some of the ideas those developers brought to the table were really like, wow, I can't believe people are thinking like this. And that's just a killer opportunity to help develop your project. Next year, it's going to be a lot bigger. The stuff I'm hearing about that contest is mind blowing. So if you're a developer out there listening to this, keep your eyes on XRP Las Vegas 2026. You're definitely going to want to get involved here. A lot of money, I believe, will be on the line next year. And 25 grand this year was no small, that's not chump change. So
no, that wasn't. And
yeah.
man, we're talking about Uphold 50,000 XRP.
Yeah.
That's $100,000 right there. We've got 25K in winnings from the EasyA team. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of liquidity was flowing through that room, just like how there was a lot of liquidity even at the Bitcoin conference earlier in the week. This space is only going one direction, and it's up and to the right. Phil,
absolutely.
This has been a wonderful opportunity, as mentioned. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year. Hopefully we see you sooner rather than later at an upcoming either local XRP meetup or just have you on the channel sooner rather than later. But until then, I'll be following you on across all socials and keeping a pulse on you. What's the best way for those in the audience to follow you, sir?
Yes, I'm active on X. You can follow me at Phil, PhilSpinuzz. I would love to interact with you. Give me a follow, give me a shout, and hopefully I can meet you in XRP Las Vegas 2026.
Amazing. Phil, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and love you mucho.
You too. Back at you. Thanks, Ray.